a little bit. Look, I know you've been very great. I know you've been very gracious with me. I promise you, I'm just short like $200. Just give me like 3 more days. Reg, I got nowhere else to stay, man. Come on now, that's a little cruel. I promise you. I know I've promised before, but this time 100%. You know, I understand. So hey man, long time no see, right? Yeah, you know, I've been trying to pop out more, hang out with you. All right, let me just cut to the chase. Look, I just need to borrow like $200. I promise you I'll get it back to you real quick. I'm just a little short on my rent. You know, the guy's kind of losing patience with me because I've been a little bit late on some other payments. Hello? Hello? Man, fake ass friend. I could do that. Things have been f***ing me over for the longest time. I deserve 1 win. Let me have 1 win, God, please. Now. Don't worry, I'll let you get right back to the end. But I just want to say this isn't the story of the video. If anything, this is a cautionary tale of how desperation can lead to poor choices. As for this video... Oh my god. I won. Yeah, happy ending. I know, I'm corny. But not everyone ends that way. I want to fix that. This, my friends, is the story of how I beat the house. As I sat down ready to easily crack all the games that are in a casino to make me money, I got immediately stopped. Turns out these casinos actually have a really good lock on their math. If anything, they know a little too much. Even though this doesn't apply to all types of gambling like online gambling, I want you to know that every part of a casino is made to take advantage of you. The rates, the rush, the adrenaline, even the freaking corners are made to make you make less intelligent decisions. Yeah, that's a real thing. Look it up. Apparently circles are confusing. So statistically, this should be irresistible. You really shouldn't spend any time or money in a casino because their goal is to steal your money. That's why they stay in business, and if they weren't good at that, they wouldn't still be there. It doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't walk around like Brownsville with a diamond encrusted Rolex, would you? Matter of fact, nowadays, it don't really matter what you wear. They just stay away from Brownsville in general. On top of that, even if you do win, these places don't really like losing all that much. To a point where you might have to go bomb hunting when you open your car. Now that I can't be liable for you losing all your money and wealth and everything you've ever had in your entire life, and you know to the utmost that gambling is bad for you and a horrible addiction. Speaking of circles, my eyes were first laid on Roulette. The game works very simply, at least how we plan to play. There's different ways to bet in Roulette. And I was really confused because I was trying all of them again and again and again, and for some reason I couldn't get a consistent kind of motion payout. The name of the game is risk versus reward, but there's an equilibrium. It's never going to be quite the same thing for every game. With that being said, we can't bet on a single number because the chances are not in your favor given the payout. And a lot of these tables have minimum bets, so it's not like you can throw pennies in. Even if you did, you'd still be on a trend to lose money statistically. For row betting, this is interesting. 1 in 3 chance, but you get 2 times the profits. From all the testing I did, regardless of how much I'd put, I would still generally lose money. I tested these in demo websites. Of course I didn't use my real money. You think YouTube pays me enough for this? Look at that. See that? I mean, if you want to make that number bigger, you know, like, just go ahead. But after searching and contemplating, I realized what the method was, betting on color. The idea that you get half the board for even amount of payout. I like those odds. Either way, for the strat I figured out, I officially dub it the picks. Editor's note, this wasn't something I invented for the first time. This is actually a known strategy, but it has a really stupid name, and I want to give myself props for figuring it out on my own. So yeah, we're going with the picks. To do the picks, very simple. You need money for all gambling strategies. You're not going to go from $1 to $1 million. That's ridiculous. You need to have money, make a little bit, leave. So you start with 1 chip, right? Budget yourself. If you win, try again, 1 chip, boom. Stay on the same color all the time, by the way, do not switch colors. If you lose, what you're gonna do is double what you lost. So you lost 1 chip, you're gonna put 2. So on, so forth. You go on and go on until you win again, right? Say it takes 4 times for you to win for some reason, even though it's 50-50 odds. If you keep doubling, you're now up 8 chips. Does that make sense? I will try to put a visual up on the screen. And once again, once you win, go back to 1 chip. And we found our first infinite money glitch. This works because we practically have a 50-50, right? So eventually you're going to win, and as long as you you budget yourself, you're going to have enough tries to be an odd. Eventually you get to a point where you have so many chips that you losing is just impossible. But don't get too greedy. Once you got a little bit of bread from that, dip. The less time you're there, the less money you risk, the less time they have to put cyanide in your drink. Too easy. The next one though, not so easy. So I'd recommend get out your pen and paper, because I decided that I wanted to learn. Now, Blackjack's what you see in the movies, how characters show off their intelligence, James Bond, buy stuff, and most importantly, how to get the money on. So I said, screw it, let's learn how to card count. And admittedly, I'm a little disappointed, because from the looks of it, it's not as cool as I thought it would be. But to be fair, it is math, so I didn't really know what I was expecting. The biggest problem here is how I'm gonna explain card counting to you in about the minute or so I allocate to this segment, because you know I value your time. Okay, speedrun timer up, set up the splits, change the channel name to Pixie Speezy, let's go. Okay, first, if you don't know how Blackjack works, boom. If you don't know how cards work, boom. And if you don't know how numbers work, boom. No, I don't have time for bits, I'm on the clock. Okay, so the first step is to assign a number to each value of the cards. You don't have to remember 12 different numbers, you only have to remember 3. -1, 0, and 1. Here's how it goes. For every card 2 to 6 is a 1. Every card 7 to 9 is a 0. And every card 10 through ace is a -1. Your job is to tally everything on the table together at once. Every card every player gets handed to, not just yours. This number is your running count. The lower the running count is, the higher the casino's advantage. Now, the casinos are kind of tricky, because a long time ago when this strat became meta, they did something quite interesting. They started using multiple decks. So then when one deck was a little bit skewed, people were winning a little bit too much money, oops, switch it out. So is that it? Did I just waste your time? No, there's more to it. So now you have to figure out the amount of decks they're using, which if you have eyes, shouldn't be too hard. You keep counting your running count. All you have to do now is divide that running count by the amount of decks. The number you get from that is your true count, and that is what you bet based off of. Same applies, the higher the true count, the higher advantage in you, and as long as you have a true count of at least 1, you have an even game with the casino. If your true count is higher, that means there's less small numbers in the deck, which means it's more likely that the dealer is going to bust, so bet a little higher and play safely. Bet lower and you can afford to play a little riskier. Once you get the ebb and flow in that, you're going to realize you're going to be on a steady trend to make money. Time! Yeah, I have no idea writing the script what the actual time will be, because I don't know how long this will take to read. And I have no idea because I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I know what time it is. Oh! Who said it? By the way, I'm using the stakes version of Plinko. The thing is with Plinko, there's a lot of different versions with I just realized I don't have to talk so fast anymore. Websites have different rates and different abilities, so it's a little tricky. I really wanted to bust Plinko. For the people at home who don't like to go to Atlantic City and like to waste their money away at the comfort of their own home. From how I understood the game, here is how I thought it worked. It goes on a Gaussian curve, which means there's about a 1 in 1,000 chance to hit a 1,000 payout. The website actually told me it was a 1.5 out of 1,000 chance, and given that there's 2 1,000, that make it a 3 out of 1,000 chance. Those are pretty good odds. Granted that you never lose all your money in Plinko, and the minimum you can get back is 20%. I thought as long as you dropped $1,000 $1 balls, you'll never lose money. You'll be on such a winning streak you wouldn't even imagine. So I went to go demo it, practice my theory, and for some reason, no matter how much I kept trying, I kept losing money. Again and again and again. I didn't know why this was happening. It was bothering me. Was this a scam? Was this a big lawsuit? Did I just find the big break? Is this what's gonna get my channel popular? Maybe, but not like that. You see, the problem is I can't read. After this, I looked at how the game works on a fundamental level from what I could see. There's 16 layers. Any given ball has a chance to go either left or right at a 50-50. Given that the 1,000s are at the edge, means you need the ball to go right 16 times, which would be 0.50 to the power of 16. I thought the number that was on the website, which obviously says percentage right there, I thought that was its decimal percentage, if that makes sense to you. Meaning that I thought this number here, this 0.0015, would actually be 0.15%, or about 1.5 out of 1,000. But that's not the case. It's 0.0015%, which is about 1.5 out of 100,000. Yeah, 1,000 balls aren't gonna cut it. As a matter of fact, online gambling is really dumb. They kind of take out all the human error, and you never get to see the fundamentals of the game, because in reality you're facing against a computer. All I knew is that Plinko didn't want to work, and I spent an ungodly amount of time trying all the other rates and risks and all this stuff. They're all scams. Don't try them. Don't play Plinko. I don't know why Plinko's like the golden child of online gambling. It is the worst, most money hungry. You're pretty much guaranteed to lose it. Yeah, that's why. So I scoured the website, every single game I could find. I couldn't find a way to remove the house edge. I would even settle for an even game, because at least I can make that work, but there was nothing. Well, I did find one. on stake, there exists a game called Limbo. And the game is extremely simple, but very on the nose about the risk-reward thing. Put your money in, you bet how much money you want to win, and the chance of you winning differs on how greedy you are. But they aren't quite one-to-one. For instance, if you want to double your money, it's not a 50% chance, it's a 45% chance. These things matter in the long runs. And you could technically do the thing we did in Roulette, but I just wouldn't suggest it. The lowest you could bet is a 1% payout for about 98%. We're gonna use example cash about $5,000. You put $5,000 in, you pretty much just have a print money button, right? Don't click it more than like 30 times though, so statistically you stay in the safe zone. That's not bad. However, for some reason, when you go for a 10% payout, the odds of you winning are exactly 90% in even game. Like exactly 3 times. That is about a 72% chance that you win all those games. Meaning congratulations, you just got $1,500 in 3 clicks. And you might think to yourself, Pix, I've played Pokemon, I've used Thunder before, 70% sound kind of risky. Let me show you. It's more than you think. Come here. No cuts, no anything. I'm bringing the camera right here with you. Look, I pulled up random number generator, right? 1 out of 10 odd. We already got the gist. If I roll a 1, I will never post on this channel again. I just want to show y'all this stuff really works. Come. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. In retrospect, I think the adrenaline is what made me just do that. Why did I just do that? You see what I do for content for y'all? Y'all gotta comment something after that. Either way, help me achieve my YouTube aspirations and have a good day.